Hi, welcome to week 1 of Reconnecting with the Breath. My name is Hannah and I'm so glad you're here. Just a little heads up, if you are new to breathwork, then it is totally common and possible to experience an emotional release, especially when we begin to take deeper breaths down into our bellies, when our nervous systems are not used to it. So just a heads up, nothing to be worried about, something to just greet with gentleness if it arises. All right, so with that, we will get started. Finding any comfortable seated position that feels welcome to your body. You could cross your legs, you could extend your legs. I like to sit on some blankets. So I have one blanket right underneath me, and then I have another one lifting my hips up so that it's a bit more comfortable to sit up nice and tall. So go ahead and set up your space, and I'll meet you here whenever you're ready. So we'll begin with finding that space and taking a moment to notice how the body is resting on the floor in whatever shape you've chosen. Taking a moment to scan through the body. Your eyes could be open or they could be closed. It is your choice. Noticing where your body meets what is supporting you, whether it be a blanket or a pillow. Noticing how the body feels in this moment. Beginning to shift the attention toward the breath. And without changing the breath, just noticing how it's moving in and out. You might notice the breath moving in the shoulders or the chest. Or you might notice the breath moving in the belly. There's no right or wrong. Just simply notice. And then shifting our attention up into our headspace, noticing how the thoughts are moving in this moment. You might even become aware of the pace that the thoughts are moving at. Possibly moving quickly, kind of racing around, or maybe moving a little bit slowly, kind of feels like they're moving through mud. Or maybe they're moving at an even pace with a bit more clarity. And again, greeting this awareness, this acknowledgement with kindness, without judgment. We are simply taking stock of our current experience. And if you'd like, maybe you take a bigger breath in through the nose and an exhale from the mouth. Dropping down into the heart space, noticing any emotions that might be present for you right now. You might identify an emotion or two, or maybe you can just feel the sensation of emotions in your body. And if so, notice that. And then in your own timing, you could begin to come back to awareness to your physical body. Noticing where your body is resting on the floor, the clothing touching your skin. And then beginning to add any small movements back into the body. If your hands are resting on your lap, you might trace your hands along the legs, or maybe rub your fingertips along your thumbs. And we'll begin to take some organic movement. You could roll through the shoulders. You can move through the neck. Maybe through the side body, swaying from side to side. Anything goes here. Just starting to kind of move through any of the sticky or tight areas. And then if you'd like, you could continue moving organically, or you could maybe place your hands on the tops of your legs or your knees, and we'll take a few seated cat-cows. So we'll exhale the air out, and then with your inhale, we'll begin to draw the heart space forward, draw the belly forward, and roll the shoulders back. Maybe your gaze tips up a little bit, feeling this nice opening in the chest and heart space. And then with your exhale, begin to round through the spine as if you are tucking your tailbone and chin in toward one another. Feeling that stretch in the shoulder blades and the back. And allowing your inhale to take you right back forward. We'll go ahead and take 4 more of these. Working with your breath. 1 breath per movement. Two more. Of whatever expression you're in. And then in your own timing, we'll meet you right back to center. Beginning to roll the shoulders out. Maybe inhale, scrunch the shoulders up towards the ears, and exhale, take them right back down. 1 more. Inhale, scrunch them up. Exhale, roll them back, allowing the shoulders to float down away from the ears. Okay. If you'd like, you could inhale, reach the arm up, the right arm, and place the right arm at the back of the head. So we're sitting up nice and tall. And again, if you feel like you're having a difficult time sitting up tall, you could take a little blanket wedge and just place it right underneath your glutes, and that will help create some length. Taking your left hand, we'll go ahead and place it over here on the right ribs. Just gently feeling the little spaces in between the ribs. Giving yourself a moment to kind of acquaint yourself with your wonderful rib cage on the right side. And we'll begin to breathe in and out. Noticing the breath as you inhale and exhale, and how it might change the movement of your ribs. And if you don't feel any movement, that's okay. That's what we're going to work on. That's what we're going to explore. One more breath here. You might feel an expansion of the ribs on an inhale and a settling back in on the exhale. When you're ready, we'll go ahead and switch sides. Reaching the left hand up and bringing it to the back of the head and reaching over to the left ribs with your right hand. Feeling the ribs, using your fingertips to even explore this area. Maybe from the bottom ribs, and then work your way up, feeling each little space in between. And then tracking your breath for about 3 breaths in and out. Noticing if and when the ribs expand and contract. Last inhale and exhale here. And releasing your hand when you decide. And I welcome you to take one hand and place it over the belly, reaching around so that your bottom hand can touch the ribs and you can have your arm over the belly. So trying to cover as much space as possible here. And then taking your top hand and taking it over the chest. And without changing your breath, just noticing it move in and out. We're creating a baseline here. Do you notice where your breath is moving? Is it moving more in the shoulders or the chest? Are the ribs and the belly moving at all? And you might even notice that the longer that you track your breath, the more that your body wants to naturally take a deeper inhale. With your next exhale, I welcome you into taking a really full breath out, as much as is comfortable for you. Really trying to exhale all of the air out of the lungs, followed by a slow inhale through the nose. Maybe taking a slight bigger inhale than you normally would, and exhaling through the nose. We're going to start taking some conscious belly breaths here. And I want to remind you that as we go into this conscious breathing, you can stop at any time if it feels overwhelming or if you become dizzy or uncomfortable, and you can just join us right back here whenever you're ready. Please set your own pace. This is your body, your practice, and you never need anybody's permission to do what you need to do to take care of yourself. So with that, we'll begin to take those full exhales out of the belly. You might even feel a slight contraction on your exhale as your belly presses in to really get that complete exhale. Followed by a slow inhale through the nose. Can you take your time here? And a full exhale through the nose. Nice and long breaths. When we take longer exhales, it helps to activate our parasympathetic nervous system, which is the side of our nervous system that allows us to feel safe and connected and at peace. So we're telling our body it's safe to take some bigger breaths now. And we're not rushing it. If you'd like to add on to that, we'll continue taking those full exhales, pressing the belly toward the spine on the exhale for that slight contraction as you breathe all the way out, followed by a deep inhale through the nose. And this time, can you imagine that there's a balloon in your belly? And as you breathe in, you are blowing the balloon up, you're adding air to it. And the balloon expands on your inhale as your belly also expands. Allow your exhale to be slow. Take your time. Pressing all of the air out. Followed by a slow inhale through the nose. Expand the belly, expand the balloon. Breathe into it. And then an exhale. Lets it right back out. Option to stay here, or if you'd like to add on to it, we'll repeat those steps. Inhale through the nose. And this time, as you fill that balloon that is your belly, we'll also notice the ribs here. As you inhale, are the ribs expanding outward from one another? And if they aren't, could you bring some attention to the ribs to help them start to ease open a little bit? It doesn't have to be a lot. It can be a little bit. Full exhale. Slow inhale. Filling the belly with air. Allowing the ribs to expand open away from one another, even if it's just a little bit, or maybe it's a lot, depending on how you feel in your body today. And as we expand the ribs, it creates more room for the lungs to take a deeper breath. And if you're having a hard time feeling that action of the ribs opening up, you could place your hands on either rib. And as you inhale, feel the expansion and even activate the muscles around the ribs if you would like to, and try to use your internal muscles to press the ribs outward away from one another, and you'll feel this expansion here. And if it's not a lot, that's okay. We are going to start slow. It's better to start slow. So your choice of hand placement, whatever works best for you. So option to stay here focusing on the ribs, or if you'd like to add on to that, we're going to repeat those steps again. Full exhale, taking your time, allowing them to be long. Followed by a deep inhale through the nose, sending your breath all the way down into the belly, feeling that balloon in the belly inflate, feeling the ribs expand outward. And then moving your breath finally to the very tip top of the lungs until you can't take in any more air. And then take an exhale all the way through, bottoming out the breath. So we're really getting every last drop out of the lungs. And it doesn't have to be this really intense, forceful motion. It can be gentle. It can be sweet. It can be kind. As we allow the body to fully breathe out and fully breathe in. You set the pace. And remember, if you start to feel uncomfortable or overwhelmed, please give yourself permission to leave this breath and come back to it whenever you're ready. We'll stay here breathing just like this, if you would like to, for another 5 to 7 breaths. You set the pace. Checking in on your posture here, noticing if the spine or the back has begun to round forward and we've lost the length, and if so, can you lengthen the spine up on an in-breath, as we'll be here for 3 more breaths, 2 to 3. Last breath. If you'd like, you could release your hands down to your lap or any other place that feels welcome. And take a moment here to allow your breathing to return to normal. Allow yourself to let go of the conscious belly breathing and simply notice how you're feeling. If you have any emotions coming up or any big sensations, extend some compassion to yourself, some patience. It's normal. It's healthy. And notice the shift in your breath. Notice the shift in your body after practicing this breath. Just some simple belly breathing can be so life-changing. When our nervous systems do not feel safe, it causes us to take shallow breaths into the chest and the shoulders. And when we do feel safe, we naturally shift into a deeper breath. So by practicing this belly breath, it allows us to tell the nervous system that it's okay, we're safe. You can take a deeper breath now. And so it's totally normal and sometimes to be expected that if you're having an emotional response to this, then it could be because your nervous system has been in possibly fight or flight or collapse for a while, and it's just now starting to feel like, oh, this is a deeper breath, this is what it feels like. So that's where compassion and patience comes in. Giving yourself some time. And taking a moment here to ask yourself, what does it feel like? What could it feel like to be completely at home in my body? To be fully in my body? Maybe it's a word that comes up for you, or maybe it's imagery. Maybe it's a sensation in your physical body. Maybe it's a memory. Whatever that is, whatever feels like a home inside of you, whatever allows you to imagine or to feel what being fully in your body, completely connected with yourself, feels like. Just let that come up in whatever shape it comes up for you. Staying with that for a few more breaths. And if it's a sensation that you feel, where do you feel it in your body? What does it feel like? If you could describe it, how would you describe it? Is it warm? Is it light? Is it soft? Is it open? Is it grounded? If it's an image that you see, can you take that a little bit further and notice some details about it? Is there someone there with you? Is it a particular place? If it's a word, could you allow yourself to breathe into that word, allowing it to fill your entire being, knowing that right here, right now, you are creating home in yourself. You are coming back to your body. You are in your body right now. Striving and hard work was not needed to get to this place. You did it by connecting with your breath and being with yourself, acknowledging yourself and holding space for yourself. And you can do this at any time. With that, we'll begin to bring some awareness back into the space around us, noticing any sounds, maybe adding some movement back in. Taking the eyes open whenever you are ready. And I encourage you that if you had something come up for you that is worth noting or journaling about, then I encourage you to do that. Spend some time tracking what came up for you. Was it a sensation? Was it an image? Was it a word? What did it feel like in your body? And also, how did the breath feel in your body when we were doing our belly breathing? Explore that and keep growing on it. So with that concludes our session 1 of reconnecting with the breath. And if you have any questions whatsoever about your experience or anything that you're curious about, please go ahead and leave a question right down below, and I will get back to you. Or you could send me a direct email at yoga@hannayuri.com. Thank you.